Adolf Hitler's rise to power, dictator of Nazi Germany, from 1933 until his suicide in 1945. It all began in the newly established Weimar Republic in September 1919, when Hitler joined the Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, the German Workers' Party. He quickly rose to prominence, became one of its most popular speakers. In order to appeal to larger groups and win over German workers, the party changed its name to the Nazi Sozialistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, the National Socialist German Workers' Party, better known as the Nazi Party. By 1921, Hitler forced his way to leadership by threatening to leave otherwise. By 1922, his control was absolute, unchallenged. The Nazis were right-wing, but in their early years, they carried anti-capitalist and anti-bourgeois elements. Later, Hitler purged these factions, reaffirming the party's pro-business stance. This purge included brutal killings of Hitler's critics within the party during the infamous Night of the Long Knives. That night of blood cemented Hitler's grip on power. In 1923, Hitler attempted a coup in Bavaria, known as the Beer Hall Putsch. The coup failed. Hitler was arrested and put on trial. The trial, instead of destroying him, gave him national fame. He was sentenced to 5 years in fortress confinement, but he served only 9 months. During this time, Hitler wrote a book, Mein Kampf. This book outlined his ideology and his future plans for Germany. In Mein Kampf, he blamed the Jews for Germans' problems. He declared that Germans were a superior race, destined to rule. The book became the Bible of the Nazi movement. After his release from prison, Hitler focused on rebuilding the Nazi Party. He realized violent uprisings would not work. So he decided to rise to power through legal and political means. Throughout the late 1920s, Hitler reorganized the party. He built a strong propaganda machine, used powerful speeches, and attracted thousands of followers. The global Great Depression, beginning in 1929, struck Germany hard. Unemployment soared, poverty spread, and people lost faith in democracy. Hitler and the Nazis exploited this despair. They promised jobs, national revival, and the restoration of Germany's pride. By 1930, the Nazis gained significant support in elections. Their stormtroopers, the SA, filled the streets with rallies and violence, intimidating opponents. The message was clear. Hitler was no longer a fringe radical. He was becoming a national force. By 1932, the Nazi Party had become the largest party in the Reichstag. Hitler's charisma, his fiery speeches, and his promises of revival drew millions of Germans to his side. But still, the political elite hesitated. Many thought they could control him and use his popularity for their own purposes. On January 30, 1933, President Paul von Hindenburg appointed Adolf Hitler as Chancellor of Germany. The conservatives believed they had tamed him, but they were wrong. Within weeks, Hitler began consolidating power. The Reichstag fire in February 1933 gave him the excuse to crush political opponents. The Enabling Act, passed in March 1933, handed him dictatorial powers. Trade unions were banned, opposition parties dissolved, critics silenced. By mid-1933, Germany was no longer a democracy. It was a one-party state ruled by Adolf Hitler. The Third Reich had begun. In June 1934, Hitler struck at his enemies, even within his own movement. The Night of the Long Knives saw the bloody purge of the SA leadership and other rivals. Ernst Röhm, once Hitler's ally, was executed. Hundreds were killed in cold blood. This massacre secured Hitler's loyalty from the army, and eliminated all threats to his absolute rule. Then, in August 1934, President Hindenburg died. Hitler combined the office of Chancellor with that of President. He gave himself a new title, Führer und Reichskanzler, leader and Chancellor of the Reich. The German army swore an oath of loyalty not to the Constitution, not to the nation, but personally to Adolf Hitler. From that moment, Hitler was no longer just a politician. He was the supreme ruler of Germany. The Weimar Republic was dead. The Nazi dictatorship had begun, and the world was entering one of its darkest chapters.